Hi friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. We are so excited today with a special announcement. If you are someone who has wanted to grow your own food or preserve food to ensure that you have real whole foods on your shelf stocked up that's cheaper than what you can get at the grocery store, then we have been working on a system for the last 10 or 11 months, investing so much time into a format that kind of breaks it down, the whole system, step by step, and walks you through the different seasons and stages of that program or of that process. And it is our Sprout to Supper course. We have put the finishing touches on it, and it is going to be available this Sunday, Lord willing, always Lord willing. To give you an idea of the topics addressed, I want to go over the 9 modules that are inside the course. So number 1 is Garden 101, all of the basics you need to know to get started gardening. Now, admittedly, there are about 101 ways to garden, but you don't need to know 101 ways to garden. You need to know one way that works fantastic for you. And what I want to do in this course is kind of strip out all of that extra noise and eliminate the overwhelm and teach you very simple and straightforward methods to get growing fast. And that's what's going to be covered in the Module 1, Gardening 101. Now, Module 2 is Garden Planning. What's that phrase? Fail to plan, plan to fail. So garden planning is no different. You want to have things mapped out correctly. You want to have the optimal conditions for location. It's important in real estate. It's important in gardening. So we're going to cover it in Module 2. Module 3 is canning. We're going to preserve everything that we grow. We're going to preserve all those fantastic deals that we find either in the grocery stores or in the farmers markets, and we're going to make them shelf stable for years to come. Module 4 is dehydrating. We're going to learn multiple methods of food preservation so that we're not stuck with just one. Module number 5 is pantry management. We're going to learn how to keep our pantries in order, organized. We're going to learn rotation, how to keep everything just streamlined and clean and easy to find what we need, and make sure that things aren't getting lost and getting old, and we don't want any food waste. So pantry management is key. And Module 6 is meal planning. How do we actually use all of those things that we grew or sourced and preserved? We're going to actually use those in meals and make wonderful use for those. Module, 7 is fall and winter garden. We want to walk you through different ways to extend your growing season and make more use out of less space, grow more food in less space. And getting to grow in those off seasons is how we can capitalize on a footprint, no matter how big or small that garden footprint might be. Module 8 is, seed starting. So seed starting is at the very end of the course for a good reason, and that's because we are teaching a little known method for starting seeds that does not involve a greenhouse. It doesn't happen in the spring. I don't want to give all the information away, but you don't need indoor grow lights. You don't need a grow room. It is an ultra frugal method for starting for growing food from seeds, which is the frugalest way to grow food, is to purchase the seeds and grow it that way. And we're going to teach you everything you need to know to get started growing from seed. Finally, Module 9 is reverse engineering. It's probably one of my favorite lessons of the whole course, and that is putting it all together. How do we take everything we've learned and put it into this streamlined system so that we're actually making use of knowledge and not just tucking it away and never actually putting it into action. So Module 9 is where all of that magic is going to happen. Besides the actual course content, one thing that I am extremely excited about, Stacy and I have been working so hard to figure out a way to keep things manageable. How do we keep things simple? Because overwhelm is a very real possibility and a very real factor of getting into growing your own food and preserving your own food. So when I was starting this process, I took meticulous notes. I'm a type A personality, spreadsheets, journals, all of that. And when I was getting overwhelmed, I do what I always do when I feel overwhelmed. And well, first that's pray. But second, that is kind of take a step back, try to look at the problem or the overwhelm from an outside perspective and see what kind of systems can I put into place to automate certain parts so that I can conserve my brain power, my mental stamina, and also my physical energy into those areas that can't necessarily be automated. Because if you can put your brain on autopilot for certain areas, there's a lot more free space opened up to be able to think and do for other areas that can't necessarily be on autopilot. So that solution for me was a planner. And this is something that I built myself for me personally. I never intended for it to be something that was public or for everyone else, but we have prayed over this, and we feel like making this planner available to everyone is going to be a blessing. We pray that's the case. But this is not a typical planner in the sense of daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, not that sort of planner. It's more like a binder that helps me mentally move through the whole process of sprouting seeds to serving that food for supper. And so what I have here is I just have each stage of the process is represented as a tab, and then I have sections for just everything I need to do. Growing seeds, sourcing seeds, when do they need to be planted, how does the soil need to be amended for that particular plant, what pests do I need to look out for, how do I handle those pests, what do I need to feed the plants over time, and then once I harvest, what do I do with it? How am I going to turn that thing that I spent so much time growing, how am I going to turn it into a jar of food on my shelf and then serve it to my family? And I have tracked all of that, and I just took my notes and organized it into this cute little planner. I got this off Amazon. I'm excited about it. I love it. And some of you have actually seen it in the background on the counter in past videos and have asked about it. So yes, we are making it available to you, and it is inside this course. As you move throughout the course, you will build your own Sprout to Supper planner so that when you are done, you have something physical that you can hold in your hand that eliminates the overwhelm and gives you like a step-by-step roadmap of how to act upon all of the knowledge and skills that you just gained from completing that course. So y'all, we are so excited. Lord willing, it is going to be available this Sunday. It is possible that you might be watching this video after it has already launched. I will have a link in the description box below, and it will either take you to a page where you can join the wait list and be notified as soon as it's released, and we will send you a free Staples Garden printable so you can print that out and be looking it over as you wait for the course. But it will automatically take you to the course if you're watching this video after it has already released. Okay, y'all, we are excited. Hope you are too. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.